Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. JLA number 28. We skipped JLA 1 million and we skipped JLA 27. JLA 1 million was part of the DC 1 million story, which I completely skipped over. And then the previous issue was actually a fill-in issue by Mark Millar or Mark Miller, and it had sort of ties to it, so I skipped it. So we're going to be looking at JLA number 28 from 1999, written by Grant Morrison and featuring the pencils of Howard Porter and the inks of John Dell. Wonderful cover here. This is not the JLA that, we're seeing here. So we can tell we're going to be dealing with some stuff. It was part of what made, I think, Morrison's run. So we can see that these are Genie or Jenin or I don't know the actual term of them, but Morrison didn't write just straight up superhero stuff. Grant Morrison is, I don't know how to describe him. I have a JLA playlist. I've covered from the very beginning with JLA number 1. And this dude is different. He writes differently, and that's a good thing. I've covered, and I don't have a playlist, but I have covered his 4-issue limited series. Oh my goodness, with the guy that is like Flex Mentallo. It's 4 issues. Feel free to look him up. It's something else. It's but you have to kind of follow the entire thing. I mean, skipping around on a monthly basis, it's a story meant to be read, I think, in one sitting because it is weird. So we have a prologue here, the Wise Men of Badnicia here. So, and someone here speaking, it says here, 5 of these receptacles are known to exist, sometimes appearing in the guise of lamps, sometimes as bottles, always containers for carrying fluids. And so we see this kind of like sand creature, and there's electricity. I don't think that's fire. I think that's supposed to be like an electric charge, probably static electricity here. The liquid, oil, wine, ink is what binds the spirit to this universe and to its master. That and its barbarous name spoken in reverse. And so we are continuing here. The old books are true. The Jinn walk the earth again. We see someone's boots here. And it says here, 4 elemental giants, each tougher than the last. Anything else you need taken care of before I head on home? And then he goes, sniff. Is there magic in here? I don't suppose you fellows have any idea what might have brought these monsters to life. Everyone's kind of just shocked. And this guy here says, yes, I'm afraid we do. Something has come from beyond our space. Something that does not belong here. And of course, we got Captain Marvel. I will call him Captain Marvel till the day I die. Shazam is what DC has to use because they don't have the trademark to the name Captain Marvel, which means that the character can be called Captain Marvel, but you can't put it on the cover. So they use Shazam instead, which feel free to use the DC fan base database thing if you want to look up. But the S is for Solomon, H is for Hercules, A is for Atlas, Z is for Zeus. A, is it Aphrodite? And M is for Mercury. Mercury, of course, is the god of speed. So he's supposed to be strong. and fast, and you know, he has like this whole thing of everybody. So he has to say Shazam to turn into Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel is his name. So I will get on this high horse, and this will be a hill that I will die in. It's Captain Marvel to me. So, here, the Jinn are among us. When I was younger, I thought this was the Jinn. So, and I love Captain Marvel's. Holy moly. First time I've ever seen anyone scared of a derby hat. So, um, and here we see it here. And of course, we have our cast here. And this is what I mean. See, you can call him Captain Marvel inside. You just can't put it on the outside. So, we got Superman, Flash, Zuriel, Plastic Man, Green Lantern, Huntress. No Batman this issue. And then we got Captain Marvel. He was called Sentinel instead of being called like the original Green Lantern still. But we have the other Flash. We have Wildcat, Hippolyta, which is the mother of Wonder Woman, the Spectre, and someone new here. So, all right, Chapter 1, Mile High Graffiti. So the two Flashes are together here, Jay Garrick, and this is Wally West, not Barry Allen. So Wally West is the Flash here. Talk about where's Wally, says Jay Garrick Flash. Almost couldn't find you for after images, lights still catching up. And Wally West Flash says, this is pretty weird, Jay. Thanks for the alert. I could use some help searching the city. Sure, you'd leave me standing, son. I can leave photons standing, Jay. I wouldn't sweat it. I may be the fastest man alive today, but you still got there first with the name. And Jay Garrick says here, I'll just refer to them using their first name because it's just easier. Well, this is the kind of stuff you get to see first when you're an old man with super speed and insomnia. Looks like one of those old-time cases, huh, Wally? And Wally says, yeah. You said you wanted to meet the new Iron Man, didn't you, Jay? Let's find a teleporter. Man, will you look at that. So you can see here, based on the art, that everything's kind of getting bent. So something's up. And it's a Grant Morrison tale, so it's not straightforward. So this is Oracle on his JLA party. Oracle was Batgirl after she was shot by the Joker, which, by the way, I have a Batman playlist and I have covered the Killing Joke. So, and so she was like really good with computers, and so she worked in hiding using computers. She was like a coder, something like that. And she continues here. Flash just called in. I'm downloading some very interesting pictures of a molecular reconstruction in downtown Keystone City, she says. Looks like this is it. Our man predicted an attack from the fifth dimension, and this has all the hallmarks of Mr. Mixel. Oh my gosh, I had it. I had said it, and somehow reading it, it caused me to lose his name. So you know how I always tell you to go to the DC websites or the DC fan site? So here it is. It's pronounced Mixyez Pitalik. Mr. Mixyez Pitalik. All right, let's try that again. Mixyez Pitalik. All right. So let's see if I can say it without reading it. All the hallmarks of Mr. Mixyez Pitalik. Oh, I think I did it. Assaults on Metropolis. I had practiced that so much, and I stumbled. So, I'll keep an eye out for anything else that smells weird, says Oracle. But the fifth dimension is all yours, Superman. Thank you, Oracle. Well, this is pretty unusual, says Superman. Our man, our new recruit from the 853rd century, has announced that we'll shortly be in conflict with the denizens of the fifth dimension, home of my sometimes tormentor, Mr. Mixyez Pitalik. Oh my goodness gracious! Now, Our Man is from that I skipped over from DC 1 million. So, 853rd century is kind of where it took place, and it dealt with Vandal Savage. And feel free to check it out if you are so inclined in the DC. It'll give you the plot synopsis and stuff on the DC database. And so Superman says he appears every 90 days, and I know he's not due for another 6 weeks, but if there are others like him, less mischievous and more malevolent, mix, oh my god, mix Yez Piddlix kind can manipulate time and matter. They can impose new laws of physics just by thinking. We would have no defense, says Superman. So here we get prologue 2, JJ's big secret. Now we're in Central City again. I can assure you, gentlemen, the family fortune could not have been safer than inside this vault. That's why I wanted you to see firsthand the efforts we've put into maintaining the high standard of security you expect. So the bank manager continues here. Around the clock surveillance, full non-lethal protection against freeze rays, light weapons, teleportation gadgetry, etc. The vault's door weighs 14 tons and has been hermetically sealed in a precise time lock since Friday. And they open up and someone says inside, "Hey, it's polite to knock." And then these are, instead of cursing, this is how they would put that in there. I could have been butt naked in here taking a shower or something. And they're like, "Holy, how the hell did you get in here?" And keep in mind that he was introduced, this gentleman here, in the last issue that I covered, 26, I believe, at the end. So, and he says, "I'm hiding out from Superman's X-ray vision. I can explain everything, officer." So, now we're at the moon here, and Jay Garrick says, "Wow, someplace you got here, Wally." So, and Wally says here, JL and Superman built it. I think it was designed by that guy, John Stewart. That would be the Green Lantern, John Stewart. Listen, about this new guy, if he acts like a robot, it's because he is a robot. Jay, he says out loud, so here he was whispering. And you can see that computer coloring was already in full effect during this time. So people were were going nuts with the computers. Jay, meet Hourman. Hourman, Jay Garrick, the first Flash. And Jay, you can see here, offering his hand. Hourman, huh? Well, the original was Rex Tyler, and Rex was a good friend. Pleased to meet ya. And Hourman here says, my BIOS software replicates Tyler family DNA. I am your friend's direct descendant. However, a crisis node is currently forming like a knot in time. It might expedite matters if I mention that in 10 minutes, 13 seconds, you realize that your Justice Society of America signal device is still fully functional. But first, Oracle is, and then Oracle interrupts. Oracle update. 2 cops, a hooker, and a pizza delivery girl saw a pink lightning flash twice last night in downtown Keystone. Another pink lightning bolt reported in a neighboring Central City, where a kid was found alive in a sealed bank vault this morning. And Jay Garrick's like, pink lightning? And he says here, I took a pen from Johnny Thunder's rest home. I signed some autographs. And that was the last time I saw it. And Johnny's pet genie was pink too, like the pen. And so Superman, you can see him here stroking his chin. It's actually a good use of a vertical panel here. And Plastic Man says, the Thunderbird could do just about anything, huh? Except be entertaining. And Jay Garrick says, sure, it could twist the whole city blocks into letters of alphabet if Johnny told it to. And Wally West says, so Johnny's Thunderbolt isn't a genie, it's an imp from the 5th dimension, like Oh my God, Mister uh Mix Yes Piddletick. Oh, I already forgot. Batman worked this out, right? And Huntress says, in 5 minutes flat. I refuse to even say mix, whatever, says Huntress. All right, and Superman now speaks. That theory connects two of the strands of Our Man's predictions, but how could the Thunderbolt provoke a war? He asks. And Jay Garrick answers, if you people don't mind, I'd like to invite some specialists in on this. We've worked with the Thunderbolt before. He trusts us enough to let us contain him if he's at large or out of Johnny's control. And Superman says, Jay, if we're in any kind of danger from the fifth dimension, we'll need everyone's help. We're trying to prevent events falling into place. And Jay says, well, what do you know? The kid's right. Signal device still does work. And so, you guys ready for a team up? And so, outside of Gotham City, I was in town catching up, Catwoman. I was catching up with Catwoman. I think she's sweet on me. And, oh, Sentinel. Sorry, I was going to say the original Green Lantern. You're old enough to be her great grandfather. And now that my body's aging normally, so am I. How did you get past security, Ted? And Catman, or no, Wildcat says, Charm. When was the last time you heard the JSA alert, Alan? You, ain't you kind of juiced? And, Sentinel, ugh, I hate that name on him. This is Jay Garrick's idea, right? Oh, by the way, this is before they turned him gay. So this is, he was straight at this time. Something's happened to Johnny Thunder's Thunderbolt. If this is Jay trying to sneak a Justice Society revival in under the table, he can count me out, seriously. Johnny has Alzheimer's, Ted. Last time I visited him, he thought I was Betty Grable, must be an some old Hollywood actress. You got better legs, Alan. I'm working. Call me Sentinel. Yeah, it's the original Green Lantern. Ready when you are, Wildcat. First time on the moon? He asks. So now we're in the Shining City and we see the Spectre here. Entombed in the walls of the material universe, what power could thus imprison the manifestation of God's eternal wrath? And to what dread end? So, and here we see a couple of angels like Zoriel. I serve God's love, not God's wrath. This monstrosity appalls me, Gorgonel. Yet, as the Spectre, this avenging spirit was also one of the prime guardians of creation. The presence has many faces, Zoriel. Its primal wrath is no less essential to the health of the universe than its benevolent aspects. And so this is Zariel, and this other guy must be the Gargamel? No, Gorgonel. All right. And who might profit from his imprisonment? And who has power on that scale? And Gorgamel says, "You see now why you were recalled to heaven. Matter is your domain, Zoriel. You are the representative of the angels in the solid world. And this is the beginning of aggression against the material universe itself." And so Zariel says, "You're asking me to rescue the wrath of God and challenge a force from outside of creation? Of course you're asking me." So now, Chapter 2, Bad Luck Billy Mack. We're in Chicago here. And so someone here is saying, sometimes things just go wrong. Let's just say you're a superhero, right? Not just any hero, but one of the greats. Let's say you were the guy who founded the Justice League. Only you get screwed up in time, one of your first missions, and when you get back 10 years later, nobody remembers who you were. And all the rookies you ran around with have become the world's greatest superheroes. And so off, or not off panel, kind of like narrating here. Hear that, Billy Mack? They're laughing at you. Two-bit hustler, like your old man. So like an inside inside voice, perhaps. They didn't use thought balloons during that time. They just put everything on these things. Even the big comeback, even the big comeback fails. Who cares when the JLA he joined gets disbanded? We got Superman, Aquaman, The Martian, again, all the originals. Who needs a loser? And so we go back to the thoughts here. I told you, you can let me out anytime. You say the words I taught you. You can change this. You're not mad, Billy Mack. I'm not just a voice in your head. So, we got this robot here. Amazo steals his powers and he never gets them back. Shrink Ray hits him. The doctor restores almost all of his anatomy to normal size. His trophy blonde walks. Take a good look at King Midas. Everything he touches turns to crap. And so Amazo was the villain of the last issue, which I didn't cover, that Mark Miller wrote. I'm your last hope of staying alive, continues. This pitiful garbage, luminous ink. What is this? I can buy Halloween. I think they mean shit. I can buy Halloween crap, maybe. Why didn't they just say crap? Like this down the street. Maybe it belonged to Ronald Reagan or the Rainbow Raider. Maybe it shoots psychedelic poison ink. I don't know. I just need some money. The stuff is from the JLA trophy room. I took it before I left. Heard you might be interested. That's a universal translator. I got a universal translator just like it in my toilet bowl. I'll give you $5 for this. I'm hurting myself. I need weapons. Who was in charge when they let bums like you in the JLA, huh? Codename Crapman. And I just see them laugh. Change that look in his eye to fear, Billy Mack. You would have wiped the floor with scum like this once. Hey, tell you what, superheroes like you screwed up my life so bad I can't even remember what it was like to be normal. And he says, my name was Triumph. And he gets hit here by one of them here. And the guy kind of laughs here. Well, now it's tragedy. You came to a bad place. See, I can't mess with you costume jerks enough. And so he points that pen with ink here. So how about I help the unluckiest guy in the world get lucky? I'll use a magic paint to write your death warrant, Blondie. And last chance, Billy Mack. Say the name backwards or die. And Kong can use the zap gun to put you out of your misery. Sound good? Oh God, I tried. I really tried, you stupid dead morons. All I wanted was my rent. It's in the pen, you moron. So cool. And you see the pen kind of click. And suddenly you see all this here. Too ostentatious. Or does that even matter now, Billy Mack? Huh? What? You're something Neuron sent, aren't you? Neuron, never heard the name. Too many vowels for my liking. My description is licks? We'll say licks. Your wish is my command, Billy Mack. Or perhaps, why don't we start calling you Triumph again? So he released one of the genies here. And so beyond space, beyond time, the Rock of Eternity. I love this panel here as we see Captain Marvel. 300 extinct fish fell from a clear sky on Surf City. A parrot in Limerick can turn any color and receive satellite TV. The Rock of Eternity is surrounded by raging magical thunderheads. I need your help, old wizard. The laws of physics are beginning to bend all around the world. The Jinn. War brews in the fifth dimension and threaten to shatter the cosmos, says the wizard. 4 great Superman will clash on Earth as the Jinn war in heaven. Holy moly, says Captain Marvel. You must not go alone, but in the end you alone must remember the wisdom of Solomon, for all else will fail. Thanks for the tip. The S in Shazam is for Solomon. I forgot. I think I did not mention that. I'm pretty sure I did not. So, all right. So we're now at the moon. Pretty impressive dig, says Jay Garrix. Our headquarters was in a concrete ball. I remember one point during the war when there must have been about 100 of us in there, says, I'll just call him Green Lantern. Or the original Green Lantern. And then Liberty Bell blew one off and tried to blame it on Al Pratt. I used to sweat like crazy in that place. Ted, we notice, and that would be Wildcat. They have the original Crimson Avenger cloak up here now. Remember, we kept that for years. I do solemnly swear. And the new Green Lantern, who's Kyle Rayner at that time. These guys are great. I mean, I know Alan and Jay, but seeing them together, this is the Justice Society of America. These guys fought in the war. It's like having Babe Ruth for dinner, dude. And so Wildcat says, hey, check this out now. I know where my spare costume went. Thanks a million, fellas. I look like some kind of pervert. And so here is, oh my God. I think this was Our Man here. Dr. Fate, Hawkman, the original Wonder Woman. So they're just admiring the trophies here. We're going to kind of move on here. And Zoriel is here with Huntress and Superman. And he says, this is no coincidence. A Spectre would be one of this reality's first lines of defense in an attack from higher dimensions. We should take immediate steps to free him while we still have some time, says Zoriel. And Jay Garrick says, wait a minute, how'd we get here? And the Hour Man says, I moved everyone forward in time 7 minutes. You could do that with learning some 21st century manners, son. We like our irrelevant conversations. So Azariel says, I need someone with experience of the non-material realms. And Superman says, excuse me, Zoriel, Our Man, can you tell us nothing more? And Our Man says, unusual distortions, Superman, coming events, energies from beyond, times are affecting my vision. I cannot see the face of our approaching enemy. He is not clear in time. And the original Green Lantern says, can we get on with this before all blows up in our faces? And Superman says, your call, Sentinel. And Green Lantern says, Zariel, we're the only ones here who can reach the Spectre. The rest of you need to get the Thunderbolts back in his pen. I'd find out what's going on in Keystone Central. Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, says Zoriel. And so here's Plastic Man being all dumb. I really don't like him, but it is what it is. So you can see Wildcat kind of dispatches him quickly here. And Superman speaks here. Our Man, can't you be more certain? How can we avert this threat if there really is one? And Our Man says, I'm sorry, Superman. In the midst of the chronal interference, there are some things I can see quite clearly. Jesus, I apologize. There's conflict in the future, vast conflicts across the world. Captain Marvel's arrival is the next sign, and one of you dies today. And you can see Superman like, what the hell? So we're in Chicago here. Oh my God, what have I done? Says the guy here. They've been calling Billy Mack here. 3 wishes, Billy Mack. I can make skeletons of all your enemies. I have demonstrated my powers here, and on the subtle plane, where a mighty spirit is now imprisoned, who might have tried to interfere. But there is one other I need you to leave. Oh my God, I apologize. But there is one other I need your leave to destroy. One like me. Yeez. By description, I felt his radiance strike the earth briefly last night. And all I have to do is give you my soul, right? I've heard this one before. And he says, soul, haha. Your soul is too small for me. I only need your world to play in. It's not fair. I could have been what Superman is. I was right there at the beginning. Now they have a clubhouse on the moon. I can't even pay my rent. Why is it when I try to do right, it just keeps going wrong? And the jinn says, three wishes without condition. I can make you the hero you were. I can make you leader of your own Justice League. Two little words, or send me back and return to your gutter. Your choice, Billy Mack. Life is what you make it, and I only want to help you. And he says, yeah, why not? What more can go wrong, huh? Oh, trust me. Every time you think you hit bottom, you can always go lower. I do wish I was Triumph again, with a better haircut, he says. And so the Jinn obliges here. Oh my god, I feel Earth's magnetic poles again. I can see radio signals in the air, decode satellite transmissions. I'm Triumph! And look at him here. Pretty cool. And he says, Licks. And so now we're in Central City, and this would be Barry Allen's statue, because he had died during the crisis here. He says, I still remember when he asked if it was okay to use the Flash name. And, they're kind of just, we're going to kind of move it along here. And this is Wildcat, not Batman here. And so suddenly you hear this laughing here, and Huntress goes, Mary, Mother of God, the bank, oh, no way. And here you can see Flash getting kicked out. The world has a new master now. And everyone says, DEFCON 4, guys, DEFCON 4, as Green Lantern catches the Flash. So that is actually the end of our issue. JLA number 28, Grant Morrison, Howard Porter, and John Dell as the inker. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.